Hi everybody, welcome back to FactZone. I'm Muskan Babar. Today we're diving into a story that affects more families than you might realize. What happens when property becomes a battleground? What if the very house you grew up in becomes the cause of conflict, not comfort? That's what we're exploring. Stay with me, because by the end you'll understand how a simple decision about a house can tear family trust apart, and what you can do to avoid it. Imagine this: a family home built or inherited over decades, full of memories, laughter, and shared life. Then one day one owner decides to sell it. Suddenly. Without telling anyone else. The children walk in one morning and see a sold sign. The parent says, "It's my property, I can do what I want." But for the children it feels like a betrayal. The home isn't just bricks and mortar, it's identity, legacy, security. And when that gets sold, the fallout is deep. In this video we'll examine a real-life style situation, look at the legal and emotional implications, and give you 5 key lessons you can apply in your own family. Let's get started. Meet the Harris family. Father Michael, Mother Linda, 2 adult children, Sarah and David. For 25 years they lived together in the same house, a house passed down from Michael's father. Christmases, birthdays, childhood memories galore. Michael built and maintained the home. He expected his children to carry on the legacy. Sarah moved to another city, David stayed local and helped with small repairs, gardens, that kind of thing. Over time Michael began to feel burdened by the upkeep. Linda worried about costs. They quietly began to talk about selling. But crucially, they didn't involve the children in the decision. Sarah assumed, if anything happens, Dad will talk to us. David assumed the same. Neither expected a surprise. Meanwhile, Michael met an estate agent, signed a contract, and told no one. Then the sale went public. The children discovered it via social media, and the sold board outside. Cue the explosion. When Sarah returned home she was shocked. "Why didn't you tell us?" she demanded. Michael's answer: "It's my property. I got a good offer. I worked hard. This is for the future." David was furious. "This was our home. You promised we'd have a say." Linda tried to mediate. Trust broke. For Sarah and David, the home wasn't just property, it was a symbol of family, of belonging. When it was sold without consultation, it felt like the foundation beneath them was pulled away. Then the legal side: the house was owned solely by Michael. No formal trust. No written arrangement. The children realized they couldn't legally stop the sale. Their personal belongings were still inside. Their emotional investment ignored. Financially, the sale proceeds went into Michael's account. Sarah had expected maybe inheritance, or say in where the money went. David had invested years of labor. What about him? Emotionally Sarah withdrew. David became distant. Michael felt attacked. He says he did it for their benefit, for his retirement, to buy a summer home abroad. But the damage was done. The sale completes. New owners move in. Sarah and David feel the house is now outsiders. Family gatherings stop. Holidays cancelled. Sarah feels rootless. The place she always came home to is gone. David sells his workshop tools. He feels his future has been undercut. Legally, because there was no shared title, no agreement, little the children could do unless they could prove unjust enrichment or proprietary estoppel. Those cases are complicated and costly. And here's the key takeaway: property isn't just asset. It's legacy. Permission. Communication. When you treat it purely as my asset, without the relational context, you risk fracture. So what can you do if you're in a situation like this, or want to avoid it entirely? Here are 5 actionable lessons. 1. Communicate early and openly. Don't assume everyone knows your plans. Share the thoughts, concerns, potential decisions before the contract is signed. 2. Involve all stakeholders. If children, siblings, parents contribute time, labor, money, hope, make sure they are part of the discussion. 3. Formalize expectations. Verbal promises often don't hold in legal sense. Consider trusts, shared titles, documented agreements. 4. Acknowledge the non-monetary value. Legacy, memories, identity, these matter. Even if the number on the sale is good, the relational cost might outweigh it. 5. Use mediation early if conflict emerges rather than litigation, which often kills relationships. Mediation gives everyone a voice and seeks repair. If you apply these, you reduce the risk of house becomes battlefield scenario. Thanks for watching this episode of FactZone. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more stories that look beneath the surface of everyday situations. Got a story of your own about family and property? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to read it and maybe cover it in a future video. Until next time, I'm Muskan Babar, and this was FactZone. Take care, and keep your family conversations strong.